In this video, I want to explain how you can identify a bias, which is normally easily done, but there's a lot of people having problems with it, so I'm gonna make a video about it. Before we get into the video though, I want to quickly introduce my partner, my flash funding. I'm not just saying this because they're my partner. I really like this prop firm and I think it will be one of the biggest in the future. They have such a small profit target by just 6%, which is easily obtained by just two 1 to 3 risk reward trades. And if you want to get yourself an account, this is my code. Link is in the description, and let's go into the video. So back in the charts, bias can be different for everyone. I normally do it with volume areas or high time frame fair value gaps, something like that. But you can use everything you want, just matching with your normal style. You just do a quick analyzation of the higher time frames. So let's say you normally trade in 15 minutes, then I would go in 1 hour to 4 hour. If you normally trade in 5 minutes, you stay in 1 hour and 2 hour. And just identify where price could go in the time where you take a trade. So if you take trades 4 hours, you wouldn't need to go into daily. Because why would you go into daily if you only have a trade going on for 1 hour, you know? So I'm gonna make that example with 15 minutes. Let's say I want to trade this. So we have our sessions where we have more volume. You can first mark this out. We have our London open, we have our Asia open, we have our New York open. Normally, the opens search for liquidity, so you can mark the liquidity of the last session. We have this that got hit, we have this liquidity, we have this liquidity. This was already hit, this was already hit. We have this liquidity as well. Now these are the main liquidity that it wants to go in the 15-minute chart. We have it took it out here, so it's probably going for this liquidity now. This would be the bias in lower time frames. But if I go in higher time frames now, and I'm gonna see what happened here, is we're gonna first take our fixed range volume profile and take it from somewhere where it makes sense to here, and see that we have a volume area right there, and we have a liquidity going towards that area right there. So we probably are going for both of these liquidities just because there's a volume area here, and it normally wants to retest it after it went out of it. We had here, it went out of that area. Now we are kind of forming like a retracement, and it didn't go continue to go down here. So this is a clear indicator that it wants to go higher now. So it's probably searching to at least go to here and kind of retest that area. This is how I normally look at it. I just search for the volume peak area in the last time. Normally take, like, as you can see, if there was like a big trend move, I don't care about it. I just care about the last consolidations that we had here. Now we have like the volume area here, so it's probably going for that. We know that it just took this liquidity, and it also reacted off broader block here. It's probably going towards like higher, you know. I'm gonna do the same with a different chart now, because this was already it. It's not that hard. Same thing again. We mark this, we mark this, and we also mark this. Now we're gonna look for the liquidity here and here, the highest and lowest point, which got already taken out here. So this is the new liquidity that it wants to go for, and this liquidity. And this is a good liquidity as well, since it reacted to something right there. It's above the 50% mark, as you can see, and now goes down. So it's probably going for this liquidity now, since it actually reacted to a POI here, and now it's going down. So this is a clear indicator that it goes for this liquidity. You just have to see on what POI it reacts, so fair value gap or order block, and then you can search for liquidity that makes sense, you know. You always want to look for which liquidity wants to go, or which it just reacted off. As you can see here, it just reacted off the sweep, and it's now going higher, so it's probably going for this liquidity at least. If there's a higher time frame POI that got reacted off, it's probably something that it wants to go even further. So if it just took a 1 minute liquidity, you can't be saying, oh, it will go for the daily liquidity now, because this is just not as accurate as if it took out a 4-hour liquidity and now it goes for the daily liquidity, you know. Just look for the market where it wants to go. It will always go for fair value gap or liquidity. And this just reacted off a fair value gap, so it makes sense that it now wants to go deeper to take this out and then maybe turn the market. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna look which liquidity makes sense if it just reacted off a 15-minute fair value gap here. The next liquidity that makes sense is the low here, or this. So I can clearly say that it wants to go down here. This is my bias here. So now I go in 1 hour and see what it wants to do here. You can see that we have an impulsive up move, and we didn't have the retracement that was clear and it struggles to go down once again. So you can maybe take this here, even though it's not consolidating enough to have the point. So we have our volume peak here. We can see that it just retested it. It like kind of went through it, now went down, and now it's going up. If it breaks through it, it's probably going even deeper for at least this. Since this is a really big volume peak area, so if it goes down here, it's definitely going for this. 100% going for this then. And then we probably go even deeper for all this liquidity that we see here. But I wouldn't trade this at the moment since it's on the line of the volume peak. It could be just retracing and going up even further because it just, as I said, even though it reacted off it, here's such a volume peak area that it's probably like it could do the opposite. So I'm waiting for it to either go through and then retest that area, or it just retests right now and closes above this. Then I'm pretty sure it will go even higher, because if it doesn't go down now, it's probably just continuing to go up. But yeah, this was already the video. I hope you understand something. It's hard to explain because this is a lot of market experience that I can't give you rules for. It's just you have to see it and compare if it makes sense in the market to do this now. So just backtest, as I always say, and try out daily bias with FX replay or something like this, and then you will learn it. Link is in the description of my Discord server if you want to join, and see you next time. Bye bye.